So when you hear some of the targets that are being spoken about, some people wonder how realistic they are. Like, for example, the target that's been speculated about, that it's going to be 30 kilometers a day of construction. How feasible is that, and when do you think you're going to get around to that?
It's a very important question, but the people who from Mumbai and Maharashtra, they know my credentials. At least whatever the thing which I declare, I completed. It's my track record. Now, even in Mumbai-Pune Express Highway, 55 flyovers and Worli-Bandra sailing project, which I get the opportunity to construct, everywhere there was the progress, and we raised the money from the market, and in the due time period we have completed. Now, because of land acquisition, because of forest and environment clearance, because of railway clearances, defense land problem, now we have taken a very drastic decision. We have formed a division who are making DPR, detailed project report. And it's a good thing for me. Before 4 days, we have already declared the tender for project management consultancy for DPR. DPR PMC 1, who can make the application for land acquisition, road alignment, everything. And after the tender, the second project management consultancy, PMC, will be for supervision of the projects. That is exactly the model which I use in Mumbai-Pune Express Highway. So on that way, already work has been started, and whatever the record is with me, you take it me, return it, and ask me after 2 years if I have not succeeded. I am 100% sure that present average is 3 kilometers. Within 2 years, we will go 30 kilometers per day.
So I'm getting that on record from you.
100%.
I'm going to call you back here 2 years from now.
Not at all.
2 years from now,
and
30
I have got the
kilometers
credibility, at least. As a journalist, whatever the thing which I declare in my department, probably it's a good thing for me that no one can ask me the question about it. And I'm very much confident. I'm talking with my all studies, all decision what I have taken. On that basis, I'm giving you the confidence that this is the target for me and I will complete it.
2 years from now, 30 kilometers a day. Some of the things that are required for that, is whether it's sanction, whether it's amending the land acquisition bill, which I understand is around the corner, because companies come up, they get financial closure, they announce their projects, and then they probably come back to you and say, can you cancel the project because there's nothing much I can do about it. How are you going to unblock that?
There are something in my hands, and for some questions I have no answer. Previously, before this expansion of this ministry, I was Minister for Rural Development. That charge was temporarily given to me. In due course of time, we will find out and sort out the things related with the Land Acquisition Act without changing any compensation to the farmer. But regarding this forest and environment clearances, then railway overbridges problem have been solved because already railway have changed their procedure and system. By changing this system and in advance making the detailed project report, I feel that we can accelerate this process. And already the agency, the system who is responsible for making DPR, detailed project report, I have given them a target for 50,000 kilometers within a year. And that private consultancy will start the work of land acquisition, applying for the forest and environment clearances, applying for railway, and other things. All formality will be executed by that PMC. So I feel that there are problems. Problems are everywhere. But I always know the one thing, that there are some people who convert problems into opportunities, and there are some people who convert opportunities into the problems. So I am confident that we will succeed to convert all these problems into opportunities.
Well, talking about problems, it's one thing to build really great world-class highways, and we do have some in India. But even when you're driving down those, you'll have the problems of, suddenly cattle coming on the way, tractor coming the wrong side in the fast lane. Those issues still remain. Now, when you're amending the Motor Vehicle Act and you're saying there's going to be tighter and better licensing, hopefully there will be a process of education in that. What else can you do to improve the way we drive on our roads?
You are absolutely correct. This is the problem with the road designing and the problem with the ministry and NHI. Because at that time they have started all project with PPP model. I am the first person in the country who start first PPP road in the country, Thane Bhiwandi bypass. That was the first thing. The problem is that when the project is not economically viable, the past ministry has taken a decision, cancel this ROB, cancel this flyover, don't take this underpass and make it viable. And today I am very sorry. I feel guilty conscious. It's a great mistake from my ministry that we have every year 5 lakh accidents, 1,50,000 deaths are there. And it is because of wrong designing. So I am going to rectify it. It's a very tedious job, but it's a mistake committed by ministry. And I already given instruction to all my consultant that if it is not viable, I am ready to give you the gap for that. I am giving it from the government budget. But we will not allow you for the thousands of deaths are there and accidents are there. We will not allow you. We will take definitely it's a not good thing for the government and for the department. We have to save the life of the people. And as far as security is concerned and life of the people is concerned, we will take maximum whatever the decision we need. If we want to pay from the government, we will pay for it. And we will definitely take all responsibility to how to make it very, very secure for the common people. And one thing important, you are absolutely correct. You go to Mumbai-Pune Express Highway. That is constructed by me. Both where there is the axis control is there. In NHI, there is no axis control system is there. You can improve the quality of the road. So that's why the speed is going to 120 per kilometer, 130 per kilometer. No axis control. The people are coming between it and the accidents are there. So it is a great mistake with designing. And due course of time giving the instruction, we are going to change the design. And whatever the faults were, we are going to improve that. And also we're going to rectify that to save the life of the people.
We're just looking at some of the other areas that you're looking at. If you take a look at shipping, look at the state of ports. If you in India, from sending a shipment from Gurgaon to Mumbai to ship it, could take 10 days. In China, it's 72 hours. Some way or the other, we have to figure out a way of fixing that if Make in India is to succeed.
We have found out the way out. Now I'm from Mumbai. I'm actually from Nagpur, but from Maharashtra. From Nagpur, there is some 40,000 crore of export-import to JNPT and 18,000 crore of export-import from Aurangabad. So in Nagpur, near Wardha, we are making dry port. We want to discourage the traffic, container traffic on road. We are very much intended to give more priority to the water transport, second priority to the railway, and third to the road. So the dry port can be solved the problem. All containers, by taking into one rack, we can directly go to the port. Also, we have decided to form a railway corporation in my department, by which we can construct the railway lines and other things also. And the second important thing today, it's very amazing, I see in UK also, in Amsterdam, Rotterdam, there are big rivers. Now if Yamuna or in Ganga, now it's possible. Even already we have started from Haldia to Farakka. The coal, imported coal coming to Haldia, and that is by barges it take to Farakka NTPC power plant. And on Ganga there are 11 power projects. And now there are many people coal are importing. In that case, we can take coal by taking to barges to the power plant. So even we can take container. In Goa, the Chaugale...
Inland waterways is with you, so we hardly ever use our rivers for any form of transportation, whether it's passenger, whether it's goods.
100%. I am going to use it. I am already decided to give highest priority for that. In Goa, the Chaugale ship, we have given a permission to him. Every week, they are taking container from Goa to JNPT. Now they are increasing their 2 times in a week. So it is possible. If we can transfer this all goods traffic, container traffic from road to waterway, it reduces the accident, reduces the pollution, and it will give good life to the common people.
There's talk that there's a bill coming for that also in the near future.
No, it is already, there is one problem is there. As far as the waterways are concerned, as far as the parliament which passed the law, by which only 5 waterways with us. Now we have prepared a new bill where my department will get the authority that we can change any river into waterway.
Any river can be made into a waterway?
Yes, in a country, anywhere, yes. We are going to parliament for that.
All right, just if you take a look then at the key issues that are around it, would it be, you talked about some of the major challenges that are facing you. What, other than the road building target, would be your main achievements that you'd like to look back at 2 or 3 years from now?
First of all, it's a good thing that we have started e-toll. Now Delhi to Mumbai, 18 tolls are there.
In fact, there's a question on Twitter saying, when will toll-free collection end? So
I will tell you, that toll, if you want good services, you have to pay for it. The e-toll is a system where every toll you have to wait for 10 minutes. For 18 toll, time comes 180 minutes, means 3 hours from Mumbai to Delhi. So now e-toll is there. One of the report which I received from IIM Calcutta and Transportation Corp from India, that every year the trucks which are stuck up in the toll plaza, it's a loss of 26,000 crore for the assets, and the fuel loss is 60,000 crores. Now 63 toll already have converted into e-toll, and before December we will convert all 350 toll with the e-toll. So there will be no problem. And at least save the 86,000 crore rupees of the country as per the report of IIM Calcutta and Transportation Corporation of India.
All right, I'm about to throw this open and also take some questions from Twitter, as I mentioned, but I have to just ask you, seeing as we do have you with us, when are you going to get a resolution in Maharashtra between the BJP and the Shiv Sena? It's no doubt something that
Today I want to give only answer related with the infrastructure, no political question, because your summit is for considering the infrastructural development of the country. After that I will tell you the answer.
Okay, I thought I'd try my luck. All right, gentleman there. Yeah, just try it, we can hear you.
Thank you, sir. Your words offer a lot of hope, particularly so considering my plight, if I might share a quick anecdote, followed by a question. So I happen to own a General Motors Chevrolet Captiva till about 3.5 months back. And on 7th of August morning, when I was driving to office, the vehicle caught fire. I escaped with my life from a burning vehicle. Brakes jammed, doors locked, and the vehicle was thundering down a highway at about 45-50 kilometers per hour. So I might have dismissed this as just bad luck or coincidence. But once I started investigating after the accident, being one of the conscientious citizens sitting here, some startling and shocking facts turned out about the company, General Motors. It is the same vehicle, the imported SUV, Chevy Captiva.
If you could just come to the crux of it and then...
I just answer you within a question, within a minute. We have decided to accept the international standards of automobile industries. Suppose for any diesel, gas or any vehicle, if Toyota company has some standards in UK or USA or Canada, we are on the same line, we will accept the same standards. One thing is here in India, because of to reduce the cost, there are some important things which are missing. Right. So when after taking all these standards, I feel that there will be no problem which you are facing.
All right. Anybody else with a view? Okay. Gentleman here first.
Sir, I am from Maharashtra, so let me congratulate you for the excellent work you have done there. 2 questions. What is going to be the mechanism for construction of these roads? Is it going to be only PPP? Because just before this session, we had a session about PPP. And there were a lot of complaints, the shortfalls in that and the difficulties and all that. So how are you going to address that?
Your question is very important.
Second question, sir, is about maintenance of the roads. What policy are you thinking of? Because once you construct, maintenance is a problem, Is it going to be with the contractors? Is it going to be with some other agency? What have you thought of it?
If I could just add something to what Mr. Padmanabhaiya said, it's also, there's a lot of talk that you want to move a lot of the roads to concrete, which therefore require less maintenance. Is that also correct?
No maintenance for 100 years.
With concrete?
Oh.
So all roads will be concrete now?
100%.
All roads?
All roads. It reduces the cost. Now, he has got a very good question. We want to encourage PPP. बट मेरी भाषा में अगर बोल दूं तो देश के लगभग बड़े कॉन्ट्रैक्टर का बैंड बाजा बज चुका है. नो वन इज रेडी टू पार्टिसिपेट इन पीपीपी. इन मेनी टेंडर द सिचुएशन इज नॉट गुड. सो टाइम बीइंग project of just 2,000 kilometer cost 30-40,000 crore. We start on EPC mode, and immediately after lot of changes are there in your economy, I am confident that we are going for PPP. Now the government has already taken a decision. FDI in infrastructure 100%, no problem. So now the interest rate in Indian banks is 12 to 13%, is not good. So if you can get the capital from abroad and contractor from India, it can be a good combination, where the cost can be reduced and you get the money with the low interest cost. And internal rate of return will be good. So now I am trying my level best, lot of discussion going on with Japan government, Prime Minister visit there. So how we can get the money with low interest? My presently total income is 6,000 crores. And next year for NHI it will come to 10,000 crores. For 15 years, if I can securitize this amount, I can get 1,20,000 crores from the bank, and any bank can give me. And also the government has given us a permission to raise 40 to 50,000 crores as an infrastructural bond. But the problem is interest rate. So I am trying my level best to how I should get the finance available for the Indian contractors with a low interest rate. I many times requested the finance minister, prime minister and Reserve Bank to reduce the rate. And at present 12-13% are non-economically viable. It's not good. Everywhere in the world, the interest rate is 2%, 3%. In India, we have to give 12%, 30%. This is a big problem. So after that, we can definitely, we want to encourage PPP model, no problem arise. As far as the maintenance is concerned, it is a bitumen road. They cannot give a good strength. So concrete road with bitumen surfacing. Bitumen surfacing give a good quality to get it because it gives us good comfort for that. So our plan is to making road with concrete, and we are reducing the cost. We are using this cement, I will tell you, with 120 rupees per bag. The market rate is 300 rupees, 325 rupees. So we can reduce the cost. And even also I'm going to make the experiment for steel also. So we can reduce the cost, we can reduce the time period, we can reduce the interest rate, we can take fast decision and transparent decision, we can give contractor allowed to work fast, and we can reduce the cost.
So you're also adding your voice to Mr. Jaitley in asking Mr. Rajan to please cut interest rates.
Yes. Yes, I feel that. It's a time for the country to reduce the rate.
All right. Can I just ask you, though, related to the question of finance, what's the total amount of money that you think will be required for all this? You've spoken about inland waterways, dry ports, building of roads. This is going to require a large sum of money. Where is it all going to come from? Japan is a place which, you were eyeing, it's gone into recession now.
It's a very big question, but only one thing which I will assure about my track record. When I was a minister, I have taken 10 crore rupees from the government, and I'm the only politician in the country who raised 4,000 crores from the capital market. And 2.5 years, I complete the work of 8,500 crores with 1 year before. And reduce the cost. Actually, Bombay-Pune Expressway was quoted from one company for 3,600 crore. I reject that proposal and completed with 1,600 crore, and 2,000 crore saving was there. So my idea is, the traffic density is high. And everywhere, how we can make it with the public-private partnership, PPP model, by with the less investment from the government and reduce the cost. But still, presently, I have no any detailed answer for this question available. But this is one of the important issue. I always thinking on it. And with the consideration, my problem with concerning with the finance ministry and finance minister, we will find out some policy by which we can encourage the public-private investment in all road project. Already ports are there, shipping, inland waterways, and we give them some concessions, and by which by some 20 to 30% from government and 70% of the private sector, I feel that it can be possible. But that is my idea. But I am not giving you any fixed assurance about it because we have to work on it.
All right, gentleman there.
गडकरी जी नमस्कार, मैं वाईडी आर्या। सर, अभी आपने अपने वक्तव्य में बोला कि रोड एक्सीडेंट में हर साल अराउंड 1,50,000 लोगों की डेथ होती है। तो मैं एक छोटा सा पॉइंट आपसे शेयर करना चाहूंगा कि मेरे एक फ्रेंड ट्रांसपोर्टर हैं, ही इज हैविंग 1,200 ट्रक्स। तो हाईवे के ऊपर अभी आप इसको देखेंगे तो जो रोड एक्सीडेंट्स होते हैं, डेथ्स होती हैं, इसका मेन कारण है ट्रक ड्राइवर्स। 90% डेथ्स जो होती हैं रोड के ऊपर ट्रक ड्राइवर्स की वजह से होती हैं। तो मेरे एक फ्रेंड हैं जो ट्रांसपोर्टर हैं, उनके 1,200 ट्रक्स हैं। उन्होंने जयपुर और अजमेर के बीच में जो हाईवे है उसके ऊपर ट्रक ड्राइवर्स के लिए निद्रालय नाम से 50 एकड़ में एक जगह डेवलप की है जिसमें जो भी ट्रक ड्राइवर वहां से निकलते हैं तो उनके लिए 6 घंटे नींद करना कंपलसरी है। तो वहां पर जो ड्राइवर जाते हैं।
आपके सवाल का जवाब दे देता हूं, मैं समझ गया हूं। पहली बात तो ऐसी है कि एक कल ही मुझे रिपोर्ट मिला है और रिपोर्ट गवर्नमेंट एजेंसी ने दिया है 30% ड्राइविंग लाइसेंसेस बोगस है। यानी हिंदुस्तान,
when you see people driving, I'm not surprised.
हिंदुस्तान ये दुनिया का ऐसा देश है कि जिसमें ड्राइविंग लाइसेंस एक एक आदमी के पास 3-3 है और ये मुझे जानकारी है। मैं कल लंदन में था और उनके ऑफिसेस में 2 दिन में खुद होकर देखा हूं। हम जो सिस्टम आ रहे हैं उसमें अब एक भी बोगस नहीं रहेगा। एवरीथिंग ई गवर्नेंस के साथ जुड़ी हुई है और कंप्यूटर टेस्ट होगी ड्राइविंग लाइसेंस। पुणे में हमने एक सेंटर खोला है और अभी ऐसे 10,000 सेंटर देश में खोलेंगे। वो कंप्यूटर एग्जामिनेशन लेगा। कोई नेता हो, अभिनेता हो, कोई भी हो, उसको जाना पड़ेगा वहां, उसके सिवा लाइसेंस नहीं मिलेगा। और कोई भी, हम हर चौक पर 5 लाख के ऊपर जितनी पॉपुलेशन है वहां कैमरे लगा रहे हैं। कोई भी वायोलेशन करेगा, मिनिस्टर भी करेगा, तो 24 घंटे के अंदर उसके घर में स्लिप आ जाएगी और उसको फाइन होगा। अगर कोर्ट में जाएगा और सच निकला तो उसको फाइन 3 गुना बढ़ जाएगा। तो अब ये सिस्टम को,
दिल्ली में तो लोग रेड लाइट पर नहीं रुकते हैं।
अभी कैमरे लगने के है ना। आपका कैमरा हमारे सैटेलाइट से फ्रैक्शन ऑफ सेकंड हमको पता चलेगा कि आपने कहा वायोलेशन किया है। 24 आवर आपके घर में स्लिप पहुंच जाएगी। तो सिस्टम बदल देंगे। और दूसरा आखिरी का प्रश्न हमने, मैं बता रहा हूं आपको, ये रोड साइड एम्यूनिटीज के बारे में, ट्रक ड्राइवर के बारे में बताया। ऑलरेडी हमने 2000 नेशनल हाईवे के बाजू में रोड साइड एम्यूनिटीज करने के बारे में कंसल्टेंसी का टेंडर निकाला था। 3 कंसल्टेंसी फाइनल हुई है। मैं आज ही फॉरेन से आया हूं और हम लोग आने वाले 3 साल में कम से कम ऐसे 1000 रोड साइड एम्यूनिटीज पैसेंजर्स के लिए और ट्रक के लिए अलग कर रहे हैं। ट्रक के लिए वॉशरूम्स होंगी, ढाबा होगा और पेट्रोल पंप होगा और वहां हेलीपैड की भी व्यवस्था होगी कि एक्सीडेंट होते तो उनको ले जाने के लिए। और इस प्रकार का प्लानिंग हमने किया है और ट्रक ड्राइवर्स के लिए अलग से ऐसी व्यवस्था होगी। मैं आपसे अपील करता हूं कि ये 2000 रोड साइड एम्यूनिटी सेंटर्स के लिए पब्लिक प्राइवेट इन्वेस्टमेंट करने वाले लोगों का हम स्वागत करेंगे।
Professor P.K. Sarkar, I have 2 questions to you. One is related to safety, because as you have already said, 150,000 people are dying every year, and I am happy that you are going to take a lot of actions related to developing intelligent transport systems by installing traffic cameras. But what is going to be the vision with respect to the zero accident in near futures? This is number one. Number 2 is that I am very happy that you have said that you are encouraging the inland water transportation. But there is also initiative some time back that is all the river is going to be interlinked. So do you have any plan to interlink all the rivers so as to have greater amount of mobility through inland water transport systems?
नहीं, इंटरलिंकिंग ऑफ द रिवर मेरा इंटरेस्ट का विषय पर मैं उस पर बोलना नहीं चाहता क्योंकि मिनिस्ट्री अलग है। पर इसमें ऐसा है कि जैसे यमुना और गंगा का हमने प्लान तैयार किया है। एक बैरेजेस होगा जिसमें रेलवे का जैसे रहता है ना, जो रेलवे आने के बाद वो ट्रैफिक के लिए ये करते, वैसा गेट रहेगा। वो बैरेजेस के ऊपर वो निकलेगा, शिप निकल जाएगा। तो 5 मीटर का ड्राफ्ट हम गंगा यमुना सब नदियों में करेंगे और 45 मीटर उसकी विड्थ रहेगी और वहां वाटर टर्मिनल होंगे। मैंने ऑलरेडी सी प्लेन को परमिशन दे दी है, मुंबई में शुरू हो गया। अब वो हावरक्राफ्ट कंपनी से मेरी परसों बात हुई, उनको लाना चाहते हैं, कैटरमैन को लाना चाहते हैं। और इनलैंड वाटरवेज में वैसे मैंने कहा कि गंगा में हमने ऑलरेडी वाराणसी टू हल्दिया हो सकता है, ड्राफ्ट है। कम से कम 5 मीटर का ड्राफ्ट मेंटेन करना पड़ेगा साल भर, तभी हो सकता है। और इसके लिए जो गंदा पानी है उसको रोकने का काम भी करना है, वो दूसरे डिपार्टमेंट करने वाला है। मैंने यमुना का भी प्रोजेक्ट तैयार किया है, गंगा का भी उस पर मैं काम कर रहा हूँ और बाकी भी नदियों पर करो। और कुछ जहां तक जैसे मुंबई से गोवा है, मुंबई से रत्नागिरी है, ये हो सकता है समुद्र में, या जैसे मैंगलोर से चेन्नई है, चेन्नई से भी ऐसा हो सकता है। तो बहुत अपॉर्चुनिटी देश में इनलैंड वाटरवेज को है। और जैसे 5 मीटर का ड्राफ्ट अगर हमने मेंटेन किया तो मुझे लगता है कि ये इंटरलिंकिंग ऑफ रिवर इज अ बिग सब्जेक्ट, ये जरूरी है देश के लिए। पर इसका जो ड्राफ्ट अगर मेंटेन किया, जैसे गंगा में गंगोत्री से लेकर हल्दिया तक 26 बैरेजेस को प्लान किया है और वर्ल्ड बैंक ने हमको 4,500 करोड़ रुपए दिए हैं फ्रॉम वाराणसी टू हल्दिया। तो उसमें वाटर टर्मिनल बनेंगे, 10,000 टन 22,000 टन तक का कोई भी शिप चला जाएगा, पैसेंजर भी जाएंगे, टूरिज्म भी बढ़ेगा। और जैसे एयरपोर्ट है तैसे वाटर पोर्ट बनाएंगे, सी पोर्ट बनाएंगे। और आपको बताने के लिए भूल गया, हमने बस पोर्ट भी बनाने का निर्णय किया है। पूरे देश के जितने बस पोर्ट है उसको हम एयरपोर्ट जैसा बनाने के लिए हमने सब स्टेट को एक स्कीम दी है कि आप कंसल्टेंसी अपॉइंट करके डिजाइनिंग और पूरा करिए, उसका पूरा पैसा हमारा डिपार्टमेंट देगा।
Because obviously, we've heard the Prime Minister speaking so much about tourism with proper road infrastructure. Look at how close the hills are to Delhi. 250 kilometers. You could do that in 3 hours. Everyone could, go literally for a weekend to the hills. But the roads aren't there. And, similarly with ocean tourism, you could have cruise ships coming and all of that. So,
देखो, ये हमारा दुर्भाग्य है कि हिंदुस्तान जो वर्ल्ड में घूमते होंगे उनको देख के भी बड़ा लगता होगा। हमारा ऐसा एक देश है कि जहां कोई शिप नहीं दिखता, कोई क्रूज नहीं दिखता, कोई पैसेंजर, कोई लोग नहीं दिखते। इतना बड़ा समुद्र होने के बाद भी हम इसको यूज नहीं कर पा रहे। और ये मेरे मन की व्यथा है। वी विल गिव हाईएस्ट प्रायोरिटी फॉर दैट। और आप बिल्कुल सही कह रहे हैं, टूरिज्म बढ़ेगा। और टूरिज्म की सबसे बड़ी विशेषता ये है कि 49% ऑफ द कैपिटल इन्वेस्टमेंट इन टूरिज्म इज गोइंग टू एम्प्लॉयमेंट पोटेंशियल, रोजगार निर्माण होगा। और मैं अपने डिपार्टमेंट के द्वारा 5 साल में कम से कम 15 लाख लोगों के लिए रोजगार निर्माण करना चाहता हूं, क्योंकि इसके कारण रोजगार कैसे मिला।
So before we end, मैं एक ट्विटर पे देख रहा था कौन-कौन से सवाल आ रहे हैं। सीबीआई डायरेक्टर पे सवाल आ रहे हैं, क्या उनका करेंगे क्या?
देखिए, आपने जिस विषय के लिए मुझे बुलाया उसके सवाल आप पूछिए, उसी का जवाब मैं दूंगा।
I know. तो दूसरा उनका ये क्वेश्चन ये भी टोल पे आ रहा था, एंड इट वाज आल्सो दैट आर यू अगेन पीपल आर स्केप्टिकल कि आप वो टारगेट कर पाएंगे कि नहीं। तो आप मेरे अश्योरेंस दे देना चाहिए कि 30
सर, आप अश्योरेंस चिंता मत करिए, इतने लोग बैठे।
सब
मेरा ट्रैक रिकॉर्ड रखना। आज तक मेरे 35 साल के जीवन में मैंने जो डिक्लेयर किया है वो हर बात पूरी की है। ये पूरा होगा, और नहीं होगा तो आप मुझे आपके ब्रेकिंग न्यूज में लाकर मुझे जो सदा देंगे वो सुनूंगा।
Done, sir, done. Okay, a couple more questions right at the end there.
My name is Naveen Kshatriya, and I want to come back to the subject of road safety, which is very close to my heart. And this is a short story. I was head of a company for Asia and in India prior to that. We used to have third-party trucks flying all over the country, delivering goods with drivers belonging to contractors. We used to have 16 deaths coming out of these trucks, and they were not under our control. But we as a company resolved that we must make it zero. And I don't want to go into details. It was not by changing the hardware. It's by training, it's by education, by providing technology, etc. It became zero in 3 years' time. So what I'm saying is there's expertise and knowledge in terms of learning how to implement road safety and bring down deaths from 150,000 to zero.
And Gadkariji, will a lot of this go into the new Motor Vehicle Act?
100%. He has got a very good suggestion, and already in our new Motor Vehicle Act, all things are already included there.
And that Motor Vehicle Act you're expecting in the winter session of Parliament, or has there?
It's to the approval of the Cabinet. I'm confident that if it is cleared by the Cabinet, I am immediately go to the Parliament.
All right.
I will try my level best in this session to pass this act, because it's very important.
All right, we look forward to that. All right, gentleman there. Last question now.
Sir, I wonder if this problem has been addressed in large number of downstream areas, say in states maybe not in Maharashtra where fast-flowing rivers are, but in states like Bengal where I have served. What will be the impact of interlinking of rivers and river transport on fisheries? In downstream areas, both sides of the bank, a large number of traditional fishing communities live, and it's their main source of livelihood. Has that impact been studied?
100%. It will encourage fishing. It will give more employment to the fishermen. At the same time, complete year, if there is a 5 meter of draft is there, the water is available. So it will be a good opportunity for the fisherman. And if the water is excess from the rains or for some any reason, it can go to the sea. Now the problem is that, मैं हिंदी में बताऊंगा क्योंकि वो मैं कहता हूं बार बार, मैं वाटर कंजर्वेशन में काम करता हूं। दौड़ने वाले पानी को चलने के लिए लगाओ, चलने वाले पानी को रुकने के लिए लगाओ, और रुके हुए पानी को जमीन को पीने के लिए लगाओ। हमारा प्रॉब्लम ये है कि जितनी बरसात आती है उसमें से 15% पानी तालाब में, डैम में हम स्टोर करते हैं, 15% पानी कंजर्वेशन होता है, वाटर कंजर्वेशन, और 70% पानी समुद्र में बह जाता है। इस पानी की एक वाटर मैनेजमेंट हमने बनाई और उसको अगर एक ड्राफ्ट मेंटेन किया, इवन यमुना में भी देखो अभी जब मार्च अप्रैल मई में क्या हालत रहती है, अगर ड्राफ्ट मेंटेन किया तो फिशिंग भी होगा, टूरिज्म भी बढ़ेगा, ट्रैफिक भी बढ़ेगा, कैटरमैन भी आएंगे, शिप्स भी आएंगे, हवरकार्ट भी आएंगे और सी प्लेन भी उतरेंगे। मैं अंडमान निकोबार में गया था, वो सी प्लेन उतरता, मैं सपना देखता हूं कि मुंबई के एयर स्ट्रिप से निकला हुआ सी प्लेन जब यमुना के इसमें पानी में आके उतर सकता है, 100 मीटर लगता है उसको केवल। तो मुझे लगता है इट इज बेनिफिशियल फॉर द फिशिंग कम्युनिटीज। और रिवर कनेक्टिविटी के बारे में ये विवाद जो है, देखो मैं आपको बताता हूं, मैं जब वर्ली बांद्रा सीलिंग प्रोजेक्ट कर रहा था तो यही माइक्रोस्कोपिक माइनॉरिटी, और विशेष रूप से आप माफ करिए अंग्रेजी मीडिया रोज लिखती थी कि यहां से फिश मर जाएंगे, यहां से अंबेडकर स्मारक उद्ध्वस्त हो जाएगा, यहां से सावरकर स्मारक उद्ध्वस्त हो जाएगा। एक दिन मैं सब इंग्लिश मीडिया के मित्रों को, बहनों को लेकर एक हवरकार्ट में बैठकर, एक बोट में बैठकर लेके गया, और जब आप मुंबई जानते हैं, जब आप माहिम में आए बांद्रा के पास तो नाक दबाने लगे। मैं क्यों दबा रहे हूं? बोले ये तो समुद्र कहाँ, ये तो गंदगी है, सब गटार है। तो मैंने बोला विद्वान भाइयों, गटार में कभी मच्छी होती है क्या, फिश होता है क्या? बोले नहीं। मैं लिखते क्यों रोज? तो ये मैं आपको बात बता रहा हूँ, सबसे पहले अगर पानी आएगा तो फिश आएगा। तो ये जो ऐसी बातों को लेकर एक माइक्रोस्कोपिक माइनॉरिटी, और मीडिया में भी आप लोग इसको खूब उछालते हुए, जो जितना कुछ सत्यानाश हुआ है ना, ये रोड के काम बंद, ये काम बंद, वो काम बंद,
इन्वायरमेंट की वजह
से नहीं को मैं इन्वायरमेंट के फेवर में हूं। मैंने आयरन ओर के आयरन स्लैग को अलाउ किया, पहाड़ी खोदे नहीं जाएंगी, करोड़ों टन फ्री ऑफ चार्ज मटेरियल मिलेगा। मैं जिस शहर से हूँ, शहर का नंबर, देश का नंबर 1 का ग्रीन शहर बना हुआ है अभी, मैं उसमें काम करता हूँ। पर ये एक्सेंट्रिक एटीट्यूड रखकर हर चीज को बंद करो, इससे देश आगे नहीं जाएगा। हमको डेवलपमेंट भी चाहिए, इन्वायरमेंट भी चाहिए, और दोनों का संतुलन रखकर हमको आगे जाना पड़ेगा। और इन सब प्रोजेक्ट में ये संतुलन निश्चित रूप से रखा जाएगा, ये विश्वास मैं आपको देना चाहता हूँ।
All right, Mr. Gadkari, thank you so much for joining us and for sharing light on some of what you're planning to do. These are really ambitious targets, and if you're successful in them, it'll go a long way in transforming India.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.